We live. We did it. We made it. Welcome to episode number 1 of Turf Talks, the newest football sports podcast out that we have on the market. A couple guys here joining us today. My name is Zach. Go ahead and introduce yourself, guys, there.
I'm Spencer.
And I'm Wyatt.
And we're just a couple bros. All grew up together, went to high school, and we like to talk about football, played football. On this podcast, we're talking everything football in that case. So NFL, college, we'll do some, pick'ems at the end of the show as well. Who's alive, who's currently dead, all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a blast and pretty much everything in between. So, guys, how we feeling? Episode number 1. We've had some trials and tribulations to get to this point. I'm not going to lie, but I'm happy where we're at currently right now. How we feeling? What do you guys think?
Feeling good. I'm feeling good though. Rough start indeed, but I'm feeling good.
Hey,
missing one of our co-hosts right now, but it's all right. We're feeling great.
Okay, you'll get to meet that guy coming next week. But man, yeah. Hey, they had us in the first. We're back. We're back.
Hey, the night is dark just before the dawn.
Exactly.
Pulling some A-Rod out, huh?
Oh yeah.
A-Rod. I love it. Well, we can kind of dive into it, guys. Like I said, we're going to talk about everything football. We actually are currently filming on, what is it today? September 14th, which is Thursday, which means it's actually the start of week 2 today. So we'll get all of our picks and everything before the game officially starts, so we're not cheating, all that kind of stuff too, I promise. But hey, let's dive into last week. Last week wasn't necessarily the kickoff for all football, but man, NFL started last week. We had a lot of really good games that we got to watch. Was already a week ago as of today, which is crazy to think that football's been back for an entire week, which is pretty exciting. And yeah, we're in it now. I mean, it's something we've been waiting on for months at this point. And I think it's part of the reason why football is such an awesome sport to get into, because we only have a short period, like 5-6 months at most, to get to really enjoy the sport, and then one game a week and you're done. You know, it's pretty quick and makes you want to watch every single game. So fun stuff there. Spence, what are you thinking, man? Been pretty quiet. You excited?
Yeah, I am. It's when you go
short and sweet. You
go from football and then basketball, and then you got a little downtime with baseball, and you're just like, God, I want to see somebody get hit. No one gets hit in baseball unless you get hit by a pitch. You want to see someone just take someone out.
Exactly. Well, we can get into it, guys. We're going to do our first segment here, which is going to be diving into our weekend recap from last weekend, and that's going to be regarding mainly just the NFL games as of right now. We'll get into more college as we get into the rest of the season in general. Wyatt's kind of our college specialist there, along with Spence. I am brand new into college football, I'm not going to lie, so I'm learning as we go along with it, but hey, I'm here for the ride. But starting off last week, Thursday, we had the Chiefs versus the Lions, guys. What we see from the opening NFL game of this season, man, what a game to start off. I think it was ended with Chiefs losing, actually, 20-21. Lions took the win on that first game. In my opinion, pretty large statement by the Lions to kind of come off the game, or come off the last season. They were right there to get into the playoffs, first time in many years in that franchise. And Lions fans across the world were, almost ending the season still crying, but crying because they almost made it to the dance in the playoffs last year. But man, what a statement coming back, beating the reigning champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. I know they were down a couple guys there, but what did you see, Wyatt, from that game right away?
Well, I mean, really good game, really competitive. Not a lot of turnovers, but a couple turnovers, 3 of them total. But does that show that we need more preseason games? Yes, no, maybe. Are these guys just getting into it? I mean, it is week 1, but I think it was a great game competitively. First off, I mean, both teams are evenly matched. The Lions have easily a top 2, if not 1, offensive line in the league. I mean, they are very talented, on very veteran depth as well. And the Chiefs, I mean, you got a ring ceremony. I mean, tough loss to come, but it is what it is. But congrats to the Lions.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I think the one thing to keep in mind, like you said, Wyatt, is there's a lot of week one, mishaps that happen all through all the games. And that's just going to happen because, again, it's week one. They're just getting back into the season themselves, too. I think the teams that played really well this week, and we'll get into those games specifically, but, kind of like the Lions and Chiefs, I think those two teams really did made an emphasis on kind of resting their main guys. And so I think it showed week one when you're getting in there. Pretty rough start for the both teams, not the prettiest game, but still was a hard-fought game there. Teams like the Packers that played their starting lineups damn near every single preseason game, it showed. They came out and they stomped on the Bears. So I think preseason definitely has its benefits if you actually use it, in my opinion. I don't know.
I agree.
What did you see from that game on Thursday last week?
Well, it's kind of tough when you have your best player. You're one of your best players on the field.
Two of them.
Chiefs.
Two of them.
Yeah, you're right. Two of them. One on both sides of the ball. I mean, they can't be an excuse though.
Mm-hmm.
There's no asterisk by that.
No, there isn't. I believe if you're a team with the people on the field, not who's off the field. That you have to play with the 11 guys that you have on one side.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say they lost the game because Travis wasn't there, but you can also say Travis was there. They probably win that game. So
yeah,
it's tough to. But you should be back this Sunday.
Yeah.
Still getting to a 4th and 27 doesn't help your case.
No.
And then going for it in your own territory as well.
Yeah. The one thing you got to keep in mind, that guys, though, is yes, Travis wasn't there, but the Chiefs could have won that game if any other receiver was able to catch a ball. Maybe this entire offseason at this point, who knows? Because they were not hitting at all. I mean, Kadarius Toney had one of the worst receiver performances we probably
unfortunately
seen in a while, and he's a dog. Don't get me wrong. Kadarius Toney has a lot of potential to be a great player. But he just didn't show it. It was his kind of time to shine, and he completely fumbled the ball. Not literally yet, but yeah, he did not have a great game. And we had that unfortunate pick. The still shot of it pretty much being in his hands still rings true in my mind of like how did that end up being a pick? It's like, gosh.
Not even a pick six.
Yeah, no, I mean about as bad as could get there in that case.
But I think it was Branch, right? Branch got the pick.
Yeah.
It was kind of a sick grab. He got it whip here, got it, and just a lot of green.
A lot of green
in front of him.
That's for sure. On the other side of the ball now for Lions, I was actually very impressed by their rush attack. I shouldn't say impressed because I was expecting to have a good rush attack to begin with, starting this
especially
season.
With the offensive line that they have.
Exactly.
I mean, they got some big boys up front, and they do a damn good job.
Yeah. I was surprised how much they used David Montgomery over their, I think, 12th pick or 12th or 13th pick, Gibbs. And again, I get it. David Montgomery's a starting level running back. The guy's a dog. He showed that he played well. Me being biased, I had Gibbs on my fantasy team, and I was expecting maybe a little bit more out of him. He was electric though when he got the ball.
It is week one.
So yeah,
and
I think
David Montgomery's a better blocking back in my opinion.
Yeah, Gibbs is definitely that third down back. Give you a quick, catch and dash there for 10 yards.
In the slot.
Maybe he did that a couple times. He lined up in the slot a couple times too in that game. So I think they have a lot to improve upon, but I think it was a pretty good showing right away when it comes to the Lions. And hey, we're going to establish this run game, and we're going to use both our running backs. There's times that Montgomery and Gibbs were both lined up out there. I think Gibbs was in the slot in that case. Montgomery was lined up as the running back. So could be a pretty deadly duo. I don't know. I'm excited for it. As a fantasy owner, I really do hope that Gibbs gets more touches a game. I think he only had 12 or 13.
I think it was only 7.
Was it only 7?
I think it was 7 carries for 42 yards though, but
yeah, he was electric when he touched the ball. I think he maybe was in for 15 total plays. Is probably where I'm getting that number from. So it's he didn't play it too terribly, a ton, but I think he had a good game nonetheless when he was out there.
Absolutely.
I agree. It's a lot of potential.
Yeah, but man, Pat Mahomes, I think he's one of those players. He can backpack anybody he's on. And I think he is one of the best backpackers in the entire NFL that I've seen in a while. And I know that's a bold statement to make, but the way this guy can just lead teams to wins when they probably shouldn't even be in the game at times, it's impressive and it's just fun to watch. Gosh, is this MVP season times 2 again? Think he's gonna go back to back this year, guys? What do you think?
I don't know. There's a couple players that could be on there right now from week 1.
And especially one defensive player right now who has 3 sacks.
There's 2 guys with 3 sacks, I'm pretty sure.
There is.
Yeah, but one can actually break the record.
This is
They
true.
both can right now.
What is he on track? He's on.
Right now they're both on track. But
He's on track for like 58 or something like that.
He's on track
Yeah,
for
58.
50 touchdowns. Let's take a look at this. We're talking about obviously TJ Water up here. Had leading the league in 3 sacks. Ray Josh Allen had a great game there as well.
And Drake
Jeez,
Jackson.
Drake Jackson. Who the hell is that guy? I'm just kidding. But no, like that was quite the impressive showing right off the gate from TJ, and we'll talk about the Steelers a little bit and how he is by far the only bright spot on that team currently right now. Yeah, hey, that was Chiefs Lions, guys, last Thursday. We have a new Thursday game coming up probably right now as we're speaking. We're not watching it, so we have no idea. We're still going to put our picks at the end of the show. I promise. We're not cheating. Next up, Sunday, we had a ton of games. We're only going to talk about a few of them. We got to talk about our teams specifically. First and foremost, we have our boy, Wyatt. You are our Commander fans at heart here. Apologies for
Unfortunately.
Yes, you have Cardinals versus Commanders last Sunday. What'd you see from the game, man?
I mean, decent game, I guess you can say. Yeah, other than the fumble by Sam Howell in their own red zone, allowing the Cardinals to score, this game probably wouldn't have been close. I mean, they had momentum going into halftime.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Howell, decent day, not what you expect out of him, but it is his first actual week of just knowing that he's the long-term starter. And I mean, 19 for 31, 202, decent but not a great day. A touchdown and an interception. But Brian Robinson Jr., dog, absolutely running the rock very well, and the defense played very well as well, only allowing 9 points. So, all in all, this game probably should have ran with the Commanders, but they slipped up a little bit and allowed the Cardinals to hang in there.
I was gonna say,
Probably the most takeaway from that game.
was it more self-induced than you're saying compared to the Cardinals being actually better than we
Defense
thought
should
they
have
were?
had 3 picks, though. Defense should have had 3 picks, 3 drop picks, like official drop picks. Like they were in their hands and they just couldn't take away the ball. So like defense is on top of it. Offense obviously needs some work, but I trust Eric and what he's doing and what he's going to bring to the offensive game plan.
Yeah, I think Howell obviously. We probably forgot about him unless you're a Commanders fan. The NFL probably forgot about Sam Howell and that he's even on that team. I mean,
they beat the Cowboys last year.
North Carolina, right?
No, but North Carolina, but he beat the Cowboys last game of the year last year.
That's fine. I mean, Cowboys, I'm sure, weren't playing their entire full starting lineup at that point too.
But they need that to clinch home field advantage. But all right.
But no, hey, Sam Howell has potential to be a dog. He was making some nice throws too. He had that 6 sidearm throw, touchdown to
Brian Robinson.
That was pretty sick. I'm actually starting Brian Robinson this week on fantasy. I had Najee. We'll get to that shit show
tough game.
Organization.
Tough game
next.
though against Denver coming up.
Yeah, Denver versus
We have a special guest.
special guest. Who do we got? Who's that? Who that guy? Oh my gosh, that's Spencer's nephew. Man, yeah, I think if you want to talk about absolute dumpster fires of organizations, number one's probably got to be Cardinals. But hey, let's just jump into the next game because I think Commanders have a lot to show yet this season. I think they have potential to be pretty darn good. But right next to the dumpster fire that actually was able to catch fire because they were so shitty is the Steelers versus 49ers. And I'm not talking 49ers. I'm talking Steelers and how absolutely awful they looked. You can look at this from a couple different perspectives. One perspective could be Steelers are really bad or the 49ers are very good. And I think both honestly are true in this case. What do you think, Spence? What were your takeaways from this game?
There's not much to take away from Pittsburgh, but 49ers look like the team to beat.
Mhm.
Their defense is fully sound. Like, I don't see a hole in their defense. Only thing that can stop them is obviously with every team is injury. But the quarterback situation, you got a guy that is not going to try to turn the ball over like some quarterbacks do. You got a guy that's going to go with the game plan. He's Mr. Irrelevant for a reason, and he's keeping that true by not being out there and not being the cover of Madden, like stuff like that. So and right
He's
there you
consistent.
got a best running back in the league probably right now. You could say he's arguably number one. Wide receivers, you just got potential like crazy.
Yeah, four really
good
good
tight end.
receivers.
Good line. Go on the other side, you got one of the better linebackers, if not the best linebacker in football. You got edge rushers, the highest paid edge rusher.
Some dogs at safety as well.
Exactly. You just can't, like, what's bad? They got a rookie kicker. That's the only thing you can really say. That's bad. I don't know.
Well
Yeah.
coached as well. Kyle
Well
Shanahan's
coached.
a great coach.
Great
Offensive
coach.
genius.
It's
Yeah.
just tough to.
Pissed
But
that we let him go,
Steelers,
but it's whatever.
Steelers, they need. I don't know what it is, but we saw this last year, where you can say last year it was a young team, rookies everywhere, all that, but you got to think this is the professional. Like, this is the highest high. Like, you can't just get steamrolled on Sunday and just be like, well, we're young. You can't say that.
There's a lot of teams that, like, we look at, we're like, man, these guys are so bad. But like you said, those fans, these are professionals. These are the best of the best. It's rare to have a game where you pretty much they obviously didn't get completely shut out, but as about bad as it gets, besides the Giants, which we'll get into.
I mean, Steelers did give up 5 sacks and 8 tackles for loss. It's not a great showing by the O-line.
No.
I think that was my biggest takeaway. O-line just really wasn't there giving Kenny Pickett any time. But how can you with a team like the 49ers? They are the cream of the crop right now. Probably NFC champions.
when you
favorites.
hear
Not world champions.
when you hear like the term Super Bowl and you think what is a Super Bowl team, you think the 49ers roster right now. And that's
now.
just on paper. But the thing is that makes it even scarier is they're performing like it too. Week one, right out the gates.
Week
you know?
one, and they always say you don't hit your best game until your last game. And if this is their worst game, quote unquote, like worst game,
Yeah.
no one's gonna stop them.
Yeah, it's scary as shit. I'm not gonna lie. I'm terrified to even be in the division right now, and we get to play them twice a year. This year we have a really bad record. Me being a Seahawks fan, that is, if you couldn't tell. We have to play them 1 week, then we have the Cowboys in Dallas in between, and we play them the next week after that. So in a 3-week span, we play the 49ers twice. So it's gonna get messy later this season for us there.
And the worst part about it is if our teams want to make it to the bowl, right here, us three, we have to go through the 49ers.
I know.
Go through them.
I got to go through Dallas twice and Eagles twice.
You're right.
We got a tough
you're right.
road.
It's rough, man. But hey, I think Steelers, they can only go up from this point. There's no more like going back the other direction. They played the toughest team in the NFL right now, so it's like I can only expect them to play better. Now, are they going to win the game? You'll find out in pick'ems later in this show. But man, it's going to be a tough road for the Steelers. And
I think it's obvious though.
Keep that streak for Mike Tomlin going, man, of positive because he's never had a negative season, correct? Is that what I'm hearing? He's never had a below 500 season.
Never had a losing season, no.
Yeah, it's this might be the year that it gets to him. But hey, we said that last year too, and they pulled it out and they somehow kept that thing going. So we'll see. But Spence, I'm gonna put you on the spot next because we have your team. We had the Saints versus Titans. What'd you see in this game, man?
I mean, you got your first debut from Derek Carr, and you only thing you can really think of is how is he going to mesh with the team that's been built already. And I think he played as good as you could. I mean, you had one turnover, just kind of farving it in there, but I like the risk. Like, you like to, you gotta no points scored no touchdown scored till late, but it's just kind of, I think once you catch a little bit of a spark, it'll start to pick up. So I think that was really good. And I love the toughness of Derek Carr. He get hit in the face on a pass on the left side of the field there to his tight end. He got hit in the face, and there's an audio clip and a clip of him getting up, and I think it's Al Shahir, whatever. I don't know how he used to play for the 49ers.
Sure. Just kidding, I have no idea.
I don't remember his name, but he's like, "Hey, my bad," whatever, and Derek's like, "Hey, it's football. It's football. It's a football play." Like, the toughness is just insane, but defense played well. I mean, Olave played a great 8 for 112.
Yeah.
Then on 3rd and 6, where it's final drive, like for us to try to get a first down to win the game. And well, first Titans kicked the 3 instead of go for it, which is I like the faith in your team, but you're not that guy. And and then
you're not that guy, Bell.
36, Derek Carr drops back and launches a 41 deep bomb to Shaheed and ices the game. So I mean, what you want more of is more rushing. Maybe we didn't really have our best player out there. That's in my opinion.
I kind of showed, to be honest with you, just the versatility of just using them in different packages in the slot, even lined up at running back, 3rd down, 1st down, 2nd down, don't matter. He's out there.
Yeah,
he's a threat. But
yeah,
I can't remember what right here we had 3 sacks, 2 tackles for a loss. So like right there that's good. Rainer Davis is just playing like Rainer Davis does. He had 10 tackles, 9 solo, 1 TFL. So that's pretty. We had 3 interceptions though. That's what you want to see out of a defense. You want that. So
I think your defense played really well, Spence. The Saints, that is. But I think another piece that you gotta keep in mind too on this is the Titans have maybe one of the worst offenses in the NFL currently right now, and that might be a bold statement because they still have Derrick Henry, King Henry on their team. But the reason why I honest to God think that is Derrick's getting old. Henry can't stay the same Henry, the same 2,000 rushing yards season Henry. Just because he's getting older, his line has not been the same for a few years now. He's still a dog, don't get me wrong, but they have 0 quarterback. They have decent receivers, but without any quarterback to be able to throw them the ball, they're reliant on an old Derrick Henry and a shitty offensive line as their main offense.
Derrick Henry didn't seem old. He was still farming people and putting them in the ground.
I'm saying he's still a dog, but if that is your only option for offense, that is going to be a very easy offense to defend against. And that's why I think they're one of the worst in the NFL, because they're so one-dimensional. And even that one dimension is starting to, I think, bend a little bit. And it's not just Derrick Henry. It's more so the fact that his offensive line is nowhere near as good as it used to be back in the past.
Well, Tannehill, I would say Tannehill choked that game. He had 2 wide receivers open, and he just missed. But, I mean, we probably should have lost that game, but a win's a win.
Win's a win.
Win's a win. And hey, it's week 1. Who cares?
It's the best thing about 1-0, baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly.
wait. Sorry, Zach.
Okay. Well, hey, let's get to it, shall we? Who isn't 1-0 right now? That'd be me. A fellow Seahawk fan. We got our absolute ass handed to us against the Rams. We looked like crap. I'm not gonna lie. We did not look good at all. And a lot of it came down, we started off pretty strong. Offense was going. We got a couple points on our first few drives. We were rolling down the field. And And I was getting excited. I mean, first half was a very good half of football. DK had one of the nastiest routes of the entire weekend in the corner of the end zone, touchdown right away. That was our first touchdown of the season as a Seahawk team there. But after that, offense was completely they hit a wall at halftime. And it wasn't like, oh, the halftime we just got up on ourselves. We weren't really, pushed down the gas pedal. What our biggest thing was, we lost both starting tackles. Going into the halftime, or I believe it was actually right as beginning of the third quarter, I believe, or maybe it was right at the end of the half. I couldn't remember which one it was. Regardless, we lost both of our starting offensive tackles. That does not help whatsoever, and it showed because in the second half, Geno had zero time to throw the ball to begin with.
17 quarterback pressures.
Yes. He was getting thrown all over the place. They have that audio clip of him yelling, "Oh my God," as Aaron Donald's rushing him as he threw the ball. Like
anybody would.
He was terrified. And I don't blame him. It was not a fun showing for him in that second half. And nothing on Geno's fault. People are trying to blame Geno. Like, we got a tank for Caleb Williams. Nah, Geno is fine. Yeah, will Caleb Williams be nice? Absolutely, he would be. But Geno was not the problem, especially this week one. He played just fine. Him not having any time in the second half. We got one-dimensional as well on our offensive play calling. We really went pass heavy, even though Ken Walker, the jersey I'm rocking right now, he was going. He had a really good game on the ground. I think he had like 12 or 15 rushes for like 60 some yards. So he had a good game right off the gate, but like he didn't touch the ball much in the second half whatsoever. So I think that we need to be a little bit better about play calling and not getting one-dimensional in the second half. The biggest thing, though, that we struggle with, defense, once again, and we need to get to the damn quarterback. Matt Stafford looked like an absolute animal out there. The guy looked like an MVP caliber quarterback this weekend. And it was because we got zero pass pressure, zero pass rushes on him. The entire game, we could not get to him. He had all day, and that's why Tutu Atwell and Puka, whatever the hell his name is, went off and are in the damn leaders for receiving.
You should know
yards.
his name. You should know his name.
I should know his name because he had
10 receptions.
He had 10 damn catches against us. All I heard was Puka Nakua or whatever his name. Let's look at it. Look at this. Look at this shit. We have two guys from the same team in the top receiving category against the same team. That is absolute atrocious.
It's not great.
It's not great. So I think the Rams are a decent team. They're better than people thought they're going to be. We also looked a lot worse than we should have. We still should have won that game. Seahawks have to have a big comeback week this week.
How long is Cooper going to be out for?
He's on IR, I believe, so at least 4 weeks.
I think it's 4, yeah.
So we'll see. I don't know what's up with him right now. If that would have been a way different game. We would have really gotten our ass beat if Cooper was playing. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, his hamstring, he was in Minnesota getting it checked out like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, no, I saw something on ESPN earlier this week. I know that I just saw that he was on the IL. I don't know how long though.
Yeah.
I think it's minimum 4 now.
Pretty sure it is.
Yeah. Would you say your run game went away because you guys went down? Kind of like how Pittsburgh kind of just gave up on the run game because you can't run the ball to score points.
Even with 17 quarterback pressures, you gotta think like, hey, we gotta establish an offense here.
We gotta get something going.
You can't you can't just abandon the run. Even if it's not working, you gotta keep them on your toes.
Especially with how good Kenneth Walker can be.
Yeah, no, I mean the guy's an animal. I love Ken Walker. I think he's a very, very good young running back. I mean, he was in the Rookie of the Year, showing for offense there last year. Garrett Wilson, I think, deservedly won it, but man, Kenneth Walker is right up there for a great rookie season. But no, I think a lot of it just came back to we were down a little bit, but we were up 13-7 for a lot of the second half, and it was at the end of the game was when they really started pulling away.
Well, you gave up 10 points in the third. Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a field goal, and then they scored a touchdown towards the end, and then it was another touchdown, and it was a disaster in the second half altogether. So I think a little bit, yeah, probably because we got down, but we had time. We were still up or tied that we could have stuck to our guns and ran the ball. But oh well. That's enough of that. I'm going to start crying if we keep talking about this. Let's go into this matchup, Eagles-Patriots. I think this was one of the
Most surprising games or
surprising game / one of the better games this weekend. It was a very good offensive matchup. Not a ton of defense, but there still was some good defensive plays being made. I think it was like 35-31 final score. But I think if anything,
Eagles
Patriots
looked untouchable in the first though.
Yeah, that is true. But even so, Mac Jones and the Patriots, man, I think is Mac better than we were thinking he was going to be this year? Not that he was ever going to be bad, but man, I think he's proven that this Patriots team could be something this year.
I think he's proven it the last 2 years.
Is it an early most improved player of the year?
Could be.
If
he actually has an offensive coordinator now.
Yeah, no, that is the biggest thing for him. I mean, he had a map.
I mean, Bill O'Brien knows his shit, and he was down in Bama last year learning from Nick Saban. I mean, him sitting was probably the best thing for Bill O'Brien, and now here he is with the Patriots again, and I think he's going to give Mac Jones a boost here.
Yeah.
It showed.
I mean, yeah, it did. And especially adding Zeke Elliott and, Stevenson, he's a great back, so those two together make a good combo. I think this team has a lot of potential. Adding Juju as well during this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and Mike Gesicki. I mean, this team is a hard-nosed, gritty team that they're going to pull out some games here.
And Belichick is always going to throw a wrinkle in every single week that's going to keep whichever team they're playing against. It could be the Chiefs, it could be the Eagles, it could be the 49ers. He's going to throw something in that week that's probably going to keep him in the game because he's just that good of a coach. They're going to be a scary team. I think they're going to be one of the, not necessarily a sleeper team because they weren't supposed to be bad, but I think they're going to make a deeper push and probably playoff bound than I think some people were going to give them credit for. That's my opinion, but never know. Anything else you guys see? Eagles obviously look great. I think Jalen Hurts a little bit slower of a game. At least start to the season. Overall, the game itself, he started off hot and then kind of cooled off pretty quickly there.
20 receptions for 170 yards. It's not bad.
It's not, I would say, Jalen Hurts standards, but I don't think any major quarterback this weekend, besides maybe Pat Mahomes, if his receivers would have caught a ball, played great. I mean, we can get into all of them as we go down the line, but I think a lot of the top-end quarterbacks, your Josh Allens, Joe Burrows, Lamar Jacksons, they did not play well this weekend, so it's not like it's just Jalen Hurts. It was kind of I would say, again, week one, get knocking the rust off kind of a thing. Anything else you guys see in this game? I think overall it was one of the better games, though, when it comes to both teams. I think
rain definitely was an effect on this game, but this was just a good old-fashioned nitty-gritty football game, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, it came down to the wire. I mean, literally final seconds. Fourth down in Eagles territory. Mac and the Patriots had a chance, and with just a couple inches off with that catch there. So who knows what that game could have been? Patriots could have potentially pulled this thing out too. So. Would have been a pretty big statement by them as well. But yeah, let's get to not necessarily one of the better, but by far the best offensive games that we had the entire weekend. And man, that's the Dolphins and Chargers. This was a fun game to watch, guys. If you were able to watch it this weekend, Tua is slinging that thing. Justin Herbert was making plays as well. Both teams looked very good. Not much defense played. Yeah, I think it was like the highest scoring game this weekend. But man, they
you don't want defense. We want to see points up on the board.
That's why college football is really fun, because there's normally zero defense ever being played. Oh, look at this guy. He's not in the league yet. Let's relax here, buddy. Let's put it down.
Top two, not two.
But I think, if anything, the biggest thing with Tua, obviously, is like the guy has zero arm, which might still be true, but who cares, because he's got Tyreek Hill, who literally might have a case for being MVP this year. Off of week one. I mean, are you kidding me?
And Tyreek
has a legitimate case.
Yeah.
Tyreek is known, if you have a deep ball, you're underthrowing him, no matter who it is.
For sure.
So even if Tua can't throw a deep ball, quote unquote, he's
whoa, can't. I think he proved that these last 3 years that he definitely can.
I'm just saying, like,
anyone ever saying that just hates him.
Yeah,
quote unquote.
I'm being serious.
That he doesn't have a deep ball, too many injuries, like all this. He just did this, went out in that game and just proved the haters wrong.
Mm-hmm. No, I think this was one of Tyreek Hill's better games. And again, might be a bold statement, but I think this was one of his better performances in the NFL. And it was because the guy was just untouchable. He proved that he's always open. He's going to make plays in clutch examples. He is by far the fastest guy in the NFL. It's not even close. He's a dog, dude, and I think he legit has a chance to win MVP, which that would be pretty damn cool to say that a wide receiver won MVP, which has been dominated by quarterbacks the last few years here.
It's a quarterback award usually.
I mean, most big time awards, the Heisman, the MVP of the NFL, they've been quarterback awards for quite a few years now. I think it's time to knock that shit off, and let's give it to Tyreek if he can keep this up, man. That's exciting. That would be exciting.
If he breaks 2,000, he's getting the record.
He's got it. There's no way he can't, in my opinion. If he even gets close to 2,000, give this man the award. That's my opinion.
But he is known for hurting his hammies and all his quads. He's just too fast. He's too fast for his own body.
Sometimes he is.
Speaking of it, I was going to say, speaking of injuries, one team that could be very good this year if they could avoid those damn injuries is these Chargers here. We know the curse of the Chargers receivers. Keenan Allen and Mike Williams are out for at least 4 or 5 weeks at a time throughout the entire season. Typically they offset, so they're always one of them is out of a game. And then obviously got Quentin Johnson, the new rookie out of TCU this year. But he's a dog too. They're all like the same type of build. I wouldn't say they're all the same, but Mike Williams and Quentin Johnson are pretty much the same person. So maybe they're already planning on Mike Williams going down again, who is an animal, but Quentin Johnson can just step right in there. So I'm hoping for a healthy season for the Chargers. They haven't had that in a minute, to say the least, and I think that's helped them back in a lot.
Eckler got hurt too that game. His status is to be determined in week 2 right now.
Eckler.
Yeah, but
he's one though that's like that too. Last year he was like questionable every other week, I swear, and that's just the NFL in general.
Well, I don't think he really was though.
Eckler?
Yeah. Right now on the list, Joey Bosa is questionable, and Eric Hendricks as well is also questionable.
Well, when I said I wish them the best, it's already happening, so that's too bad.
At least it's not their own line like it usually is.
That's true.
Yeah, like that. What was it, 2019, when they had the tight end play left guard or left tackle, or whatever it was?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh man, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? But no, this was a really fun game. Again, it came down to the wire last minute or so in the game, and they were still in it. I'm excited for both of these teams. I think Dolphins proved to be they're a team. Last year they came off really hot, and everybody's like, "This is just a fluke." They're a good team. Defense looked great. Offense is one of the best in the NFL. I mean, this team has a chance to make it, man. I really do believe it. I'm a believer in the Dolphins personally. But
they can make some noise. Both of them can make serious noise. On paper, both teams are just A+ tier right now. I mean, you can't say anything bad about having Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa on each side of the ball. You can't be mad at having Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle on both sides of the ball. It's just nuts.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. Well, let's dive into the Browns versus Bengals, man, because this team, or I shouldn't say this team. This game was interesting because Bengals came out about as flat as you possibly could. Obviously, it doesn't help that Burrow didn't do anything.
The elements.
Preseason.
It was about the elements.
Elements didn't help. There's always kind of that just got paid kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Buffer between your normal play and just like that little rust or whatever it may be after
you got what you wanted.
Yeah, kind of a thing. Not that it's obviously on purpose by any means, but it just seems to happen a lot.
Also, he was injured and he came back early. How much is that affecting him as well?
Probably. No, I don't doubt that it's probably it. Was his line an issue this game again like it's been in the past or no? I didn't necessarily watch a ton of this game. But...
I mean, when Jesus, why am
Myles
I
Garrett?
Yeah, Myles Garrett. When he's crossing up, getting ready to just hit an NBA 2K24 spin move on you, you call a timeout in that situation, I think. When you see him just start air dribbling, you got to be scary if you're a Bengals center.
This guy crossed up the center and got a sack. It's pretty.
He didn't get the sack, but it was a good quarterback pressure though.
Yeah,
made him step up in the pocket, make an error throw.
Yeah. Gosh,
I mean, there's a
think
lot of those too.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
that is true. I think the funny thing with this game is like, I think Browns are one of those teams that not many people expected to look as good as they did week one. Their quarterback, Watson, did not look good. Like he didn't play very good. Not to like what we're maybe expecting him to perform to once he gets kind of back into it.
Like I said, the elements played a big factor in that,
for
I
sure.
believe.
For sure. But like even though he played, not the best in this case, Nick Chubb carried that team the entire way. And that team as a whole defense, very, very good. And obviously you have a game record like Myles Garrett. I think this might be one of if not the surprise team of the season. As in they can make it probably a deeper push than probably people are giving credit for. They look pretty good again week one. If you look impressive week one, you got something going for you. That's my opinion. But
I concur.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thanks, Wyatt.
I think Watson really needs a bump me up here because all that money to do,
He did take a pay cut.
but you got paid a lot of money.
He did.
to get a lot. You got a lot of money to not play football for how many games was it?
7, 8.
He didn't play for a good chunk of the season, for sure,
Yeah.
over half the season.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
7 or 8, 9
that's-
game suspension.
I
One
mean,
of those.
The thing about Watson is tough, is the fact that the guy came off once he was obviously still able to play football and wasn't suspended and had the whole allegation stuff going on. He was the guy in the NFL in a lot of cases. He was like the next man up. He not necessarily carried that team, but he was a big reason why that Houston Texans team made
the
it.
reason why people
playoffs.
talked about him.
Yeah, no, I mean he was that team, and so I think he's got that type of potential. It's just a matter of when he's going to get back to that potential, when he's going to get back into the full swing of things. I think it could happen. He's got the team around him. Probably a better team than what he was even on with the Texans, in my opinion.
I mean, he did lead that team to. I mean, they were in the AFC South. Don't get me wrong, but he did lead that team to the playoffs for 2 straight years.
Yeah, no, I mean he's got potential, man, and I think the Browns, they can make a push. Let's go to another game here, guys. Jags versus Colts. Very interesting. We had a couple newbies. Obviously, Anthony Richardson was the new starting quarterback for the Colts. Hopefully, he's going to be okay. He kind of had a hit right at the end of the game. I think put him out there for a little bit. I think he's fine though. I don't know if there's anything too serious with him. I don't think there's any kind of concussion or anything like that. Probably was more of just
Fusion on his knee.
was that what it was?
Yep, it's just
Okay.
it's like a deep bruise on the bone.
Is he playing this week or is he out?
He should be fine. He's just sitting in practice. He should be.
Gotcha. Well, besides the point, I think he played pretty well, and we're talking of the big three: the Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, and then Anthony Richardson. I think he probably played the best. None of them played incredible, but I think he played the best out of those three. Mainly just because he had the stats to back it up. He showed that he's a threat on the ground. I think he showed that he could throw the ball pretty well. He had the one pick, but I mean, he had a pretty darn good game for his opening, NFL
Tough
debut.
team to go against as well.
Yeah,
On the road.
Jags are not a pushover team. They're a pretty damn good team.
They're playoff team for sure.
Yeah, I mean they have Josh Allen, not the quarterback, on defense, and the guy is
The
also
more athletic one.
the more athletic one. He's he's tied with T.J. Watt for sacks in the NFL right now with 3. So I mean, he's an animal. He's kind of one of those game record type of a guys that you kind of need to have on your defense if you want to be a top tier defense. I mean, all the good defenses have that game record type of a guy, and I think Josh Allen has proved that he can be that guy for the Jags. So I mean, that being said, props to Anthony Richardson for staying in that game. They kind of lost at the end, maybe a little bit self-induced there by himself too. But man, when you're thinking Jags, guys, and I've said this the other day too, I'm going to stand by it. I don't care what you guys think. I think Trevor Lawrence and Calvin Ridley might be one of the best combos in the NFL as of right now. And I think they might continue to prove that this entire season, and they're going to be up there, in my opinion.
Number 2 right now, I think.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a valid position for them, but I really, really liked what I saw out of the two of them there. So,
Actually, they're probably number 4
number 4, how'd they just drop 2 spots already?
because you got number 1 Tua, Tyreek, and then you got the Rams, dude.
Yeah, true. The Rams got everybody that he threw the ball to was better. That's just with the Seahawk effect. Everybody you throw the ball to that week is gonna have.
I'll even throw Brock Purdy and Brandon Ayuk in there. Have a day.
After week 1, they had a good
maybe
game.
Jimmy and Jacoby Myers as well. He put up 29 in fantasy.
It's
2
true.
tutties, 9 receptions.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's a debatable.
I think it's very
list.
debatable,
Regardless,
especially after week 1.
I think both teams showed a lot, though. DeForest Buckner is going to lead the NFL in interceptions, or not interceptions, but fumble recoveries and touchdowns this year. Guy's an absolute dog. I love a big man touchdown. Who does?
I think the fumble was more impressive, or the forced fumble.
Talk about it.
I mean, play was basic. I mean, the defender who I don't know who picked up the ball for the Jags, but I mean, didn't hear a whistle. Defender, linebacker Franklin came up behind him, punched it out. Way to recognize that there was no whistle at the end of the play, allowing DeForest Buckner to even get the touchdown.
Yeah, it was a pretty fun game though. I watched a lot of this game. I had some skins in the game on both sides of the ball for fantasy, so I was watching this quite a bit, and I was really happy with what I saw. So I think these two are going to be pretty good, and I'm excited to see where they both go.
But you know who really didn't fumble?
Who didn't fumble?
Probably the Packers.
Oh my God. Well, first of all, they still own
as
the
of right
Bears.
now, yeah, you can. Say
They're
that.
still majority owners of the Chicago Bears franchise at this point, and it doesn't matter who their quarterback is because it could be anybody. It could be Joe Schmo next, and he's going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. That might be a stretch. That's what everybody's saying. Is Jordan Love the next Favre Rodgers? Your guys' opinion, go. What do you think?
Could be the next Matt Flynn though. Threw 6 touchdowns one game. Seahawks decided to pay him, and look at him now.
You're not wrong.
I think
Go ahead.
I think that the Packers must have the football gods must have grew up in Lambeau, because if you hit gold, if you hit diamonds 3 times in a row, that's
first of all insane pack odds.
Yeah.
Let alone
like you had Steve Young and Montana.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, no one can top this, and then I guess the Packers are trying to find the odds.
No, they definitely found a gem in Utah State. This kid,
Yeah.
this kid's the real deal. Like,
You think he's
he also sat behind the best
Top 10
quarterback
right
to
now?
ever live. So
Yeah,
do you think he's top 10 right now?
top 10 in,
after a week one
week one.
performance,
Yeah, top 10 week performance.
you could
top
definitely. I mean, I don't know how good the Bears defense really is, but he definitely showed potential to be in that top 10. I'll give him that.
Top 5?
I said potential to be in the top 10.
I'm asking top 5.
So for sure, top 5, potential for top 10. Got it. No, I think I was high on Jordan Love going into the season. I know he was getting a lot of shit, like how all Packers fans are moping around, or most Packers fans, I should say, like, oh, we lost Rodgers,
No.
we're gonna suck. I think Jordan Love. From the beginning was
We
gonna
saw
be
what Jordan
pretty
Love could do against the Eagles last year. I think
Yeah.
most Packer fans were excited for that.
I think they're excited for the opportunity, but I think there was a lot of doubt because they lost a Hall of Fame quarterback, arguably the greatest quarterback of all time, Aaron Rodgers. Makes it tough, obviously. But I was high on him from the very beginning, and I'm glad that it stood true during this game, and they owned the Bears. Bears look bad. I think Justin Fields has a team around him now on offense, minus his O-line. They need to figure out the O-line situation.
I think that's been the struggle for them these last 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is.
Lines hasn't.
I mean,
helped.
even when Mitchell Trubisky was there, the O-line was a problem.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. And I think the one thing, though, that they have this year that they haven't had, though, is weapons outside of just the quarterback and maybe one receiver. They have a pretty good array of weapons on that team now, so there is no more excuses besides the line for Justin Fields. He's really good. I mean, he is one of the best, if not the best, running quarterbacks in the NFL right now. And that's even saying like Lamar's in the league right now. I think he's running the ball probably better than Lamar is.
I agree.
But
if it's not
running for his life.
Lamar makes a lot of plays happen Justin Fields, it kind of like
Extends the play.
He's
Yeah.
running for his life.
It just
That's what
happens.
Yeah.
yeah, that's it. It's two different runnings. There's
One's a design quarterback run, and one is I need to run, otherwise I will be
Yes,
destroyed
absolutely.
by 350.
I'll be
lineman.
sitting right next to Aaron Rodgers, which
Yeah, we can dive into it because man, that Bears Packers game was over before we even started it. Bills Jets, man.
not a lot to take from the game
No.
because of the rain that was on that field, which I think is what happened to Aaron Rodgers. It's really because we played on grass and we played on turf, us personally.
Yep.
Grass, I feel like you hit the ground, it's not that it doesn't hurt as bad.
Yep. I agree.
You actually, I think it's more football in the grass.
Mhm.
You know.
Oh yeah.
that vibe.
It's old school.
Yeah, yep. And I played on turf before, and like kicking and stuff. When I was kicking, you'd slide, and I rolled my ankle one time on it. It's just, and it can't be any great. Like I'm not running 22 miles an hour like these guys. I'm running like
Even
like
as a
12 miles an
receiver,
hour.
just making cuts on it. I mean, when I was in college, I mean, it was tough playing on turf sometimes because you're so used to grass field.
Mhm.
But I really do think that it's the turf that. I mean, yeah, his left tackle didn't guard or block, which anything can happen then. But it happened before it even had contact. Really.
Yeah. Well, they called for whatever the football NFL like players, whatever it may be.
NFLPA.
Yep, they called for an kind of an evaluation into turf and to maybe try to get rid of it because
Yeah.
a large majority of players prefer grass. Natural grass.
I get that, but it's gonna cost teams extra. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it
it's
will.
the funding that really kills the argument for this.
Funding is what kills the grass, and no pun
Well,
intended. It's serious
No pun
because
intended.
teams don't want to have to take the time to first keep up the grass. It's a lot harder to maintain. It doesn't look nearly as good. I mean, there's a lot of upside when it comes to financial reasons for turf for NFL teams. What are we doing, dude? What are we doing?
But I don't think anybody, like, no one has a mower like Gino to go out there and
correct.
like inside joke.
Chino.
And we're
Yeah,
not
inside
talking
joke.
Geno. We're not talking Geno Smith, or are we?
Well, he might need one
no.
after this season.
But no, I think it's an unfortunate injury for Aaron Rodgers. It's such a sad thing, not necessarily even for Rodgers. It's really, really sad for every single.
God
Jets
damn
fan out
it,
there.
boys! This thing
That
ain't gonna
was-
stay.
Let's figure it out here, bud.
But I
Oh
think,
shit!
what was more sad is that the Bills
Okay.
have their guy as
Their
quarterback, and
the
he's
top guy.
Yep. Well, yeah, and
the Madden cover, man.
and he throws 3 interceptions, 2 which were just like bucket Whitehead's down there somewhere,
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
and then
I
the
mean-
third one.
He should have a team of the week card.
I mean,
Just saying. That's just saying.
Just saying.
He should have, but I don't think it's not Josh Allen. Yes, Josh Allen is known for throwing picks, which I really don't think. I don't think it'll like make their or break their season.
No,
That's making my
This
face
team's
look really
good enough.
glossy back.
this team's
What's
good enough
that?
to win games.
It's making my face look really glossy.
Um,
But I think that Diggs looked amazing, like always. Just if not 1, not 2, 3, tied for 3rd for the best wide receiver in the league. Him and Devontae are like kind of the players that always are up there. Just
Yeah,
Um,
he could be 4.
I feel like Diggs has
I'm-
he hasn't fallen off, but he's
I'm
fallen
saying,
off on
like-
people's
I'm putting
lists
Justin,
top.
Jamar, and Tyreek over. I'm sorry.
saying like how he always like could we go like up here, like right here. He's always right here.
Okay,
Not
makes
here.
sense. Nope,
He's-
I
he's
understand.
never-
Definitely top
he has-
5.
He hasn't had like necessarily a bad performance or bad season. I think he definitely has slipped off of people's radars though, for whichever reason. I don't understand why people almost sleep on him a little bit because you always hear the Tyreeks, the Jamars, the Justins, the Devontae
Chase.
Adams, but like I feel like Diggs is slept on, and I don't know why that is. I really don't know because he's an animal, and they
I don't know
have
how he slept on.
No, but I think people do, and I definitely don't. The guy is an absolute dog, but I don't know why that has started to happen since he first moved to Bills. I feel like he was more popular and more recognized when he first moved to the Bills than he is now. My personal opinion. I don't know why.
Yeah, I want to bring it up.
Okay. I apologize.
But
yeah.
is the Jets D? Is it alive or dead? And after that performance,
I don't know.
Alive, very much alive. Are you kidding me? This defense might be one, if not maybe two.
Yeah,
Really?
I don't know. I don't know if I can put him above.
Oh, I
the
guess
49ers.
okay, yeah, 49ers. So two. I
Yeah.
put them at two
over the Cowboys.
over the Cowboys. Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'd
Hold
say
Fred be caught and see if it pays out.
I say
Now, don't get me wrong. Cowboys have a really good defense.
They do.
I
they
mean,
do.
well,
two of the top corners, but I
just
don't know how Stephon Gilmore can hold up.
As a matter of fact, guys, the Cowboys defense
I mean, he is 30 years old.
is quite alive, if you ask me. In this case, Cowboys defense, they played insane. I mean, they're one of the reasons why many people won fantasy this week is because they scored 38 or 35 points, depending on what league you're in. Absolutely insane performance by those guys. On the flip end, absolute atrocious performance by the Giants themselves. Speaking of Giants, they are definitely dead as shit. Those guys not look good. They need to figure out what their identity is in everything when it comes to their team. Is it Daniel Jones' team? Is it Saquon's team? My answer, it needs to be Saquon's team. Give that man the damn ball more than 15 times a game.
Amen. You can say that again.
That is horrible that he only got the ball 15 times this last game. And the fact that you're getting blown out by 40, not even
At
scoring
home.
any points at home on 9/11, RIP.
No,
Like, you
it wasn't
can't.
9/11.
It was.
No, it wasn't, because that was a Jets
Oh,
game.
yeah. Sorry.
Speaking of which, that entrance by Aaron Rodgers, though, before he got hurt,
top tier. That was
ooh, it had me juiced.
Just
Unfortunately,
chills.
it ended quick, but
chills. I mean, that was his highlight of the entire year. I mean,
that was
I'll
sick.
say it stands. That was pretty damn cool. I'm not gonna lie.
that was pretty damn cool.
That entrance was very much alive. But no, I think the Giants need to figure it out, man. They are not doing well. Another team needs to figure it out immediately before I go crazy. Seahawks, absolutely dead right now. They showed promise, but man, it died very quickly. And if we want to make, and I truly believe that we are going to be, we could have been a contender, or we could be a contender in the NFC. A great young core of players on the Seahawks. They didn't show up though. We need to figure it out, and we can't be losing to the Rams.
It is week one.
Week one.
It
And
is
I
week
get it.
one.
I know it's a little bit of an overreaction, but hey, that's what you do on this show. It's just the way it is. What else we
I
got?
like how we're the reasonable ones, Spence.
We got 49ers defense. We already talked about that.
We already talked about it. They're alive.
Very much
obviously.
alive.
Hammer the alive.
Hammer the alive. If I had a ham horn, I would hit it.
And then Miami, I think, is another alive team
Mhm.
that looks really good.
Miami
like you
is.
said Browns.
Browns are alive in a lot of cases. Let's talk about some death, though. I know it's not necessarily the greatest topic we're talking about. Who also is dead? Kenny motherfucking Pickett. This guy.
This guy
he-
Okay, I don't want to give Kenny Pickett all of the hate here. I would put the Steelers' own line dead as shit. Get him,
You're not
except
wrong.
for Darnell Washington, dog. If he's putting Nick Bosa on pancake blocks,
It's true.
And we were supposed to draft
something's
him.
working.
We were supposed to draft him.
Darnell
You know-
Washington is an absolute freak.
Darnell Washington is a freak. He's pancaking people, and I like that. You know who else?
Not just
is
people, Nick Bosa.
That's true. I mean, that's just not a person.
That's different.
That is the highest paid defensive player in the NFL right now.
That's
I want to talk about people just getting absolutely manhandled and somebody that is dead because of it. I want to say after the Vikings performance, very pathetic.
I think
don't
we
know,
all knew they were dead.
I don't know how you lose to the Baker Mayfield led Bucks. Maybe they're better than we
They had
thought they were
Mike
going to be.
Evans.
I also think maybe the Vikings are worse than what we thought they were going to be too. Is maybe a piece of that as well.
Not offensively, just I'm pretty
Um,
sure defensively we all knew that this team was going
But-
to give up a lot of points.
Let's not be mistaken, though. The one that is the most dead, not even just the Vikings, that guy that got absolutely stiff-armed by Baker Mayfield is the one that is probably the deadest on that team. That
Byron
boy should
Murphy, I
just
think it
retire.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Byron Murphy
Yeah, just retire Byron. I'm sorry. I know he's
was a dog at Washington. but
actually
it's all
pretty
right.
good. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But no, that's an unfortunate.
Oh, he's
highlight.
back.
Always be
Scared the shit out of you.
He's
Scared the
security
shit
right
out
now.
of me.
Michael Myers just standing in the background.
He just
what-
creeped over.
Yeah, well, the one other team too that I want to talk about that's dead right now. We did mention it. Bears, there ain't much hope right now for them if they don't figure out that
Only
offensive
can go up.
situation. They can only
That
go
is
up,
also true.
but they're at rock bottom.
Got a decent receiving
does-
core as well.
Yeah, no, they have a team. They just got to figure out that offensive lineman and give them some time. Well, one other person I want to talk about on this dead or alive category here is our boy Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley is 100% alive in my opinion. He was offered an entire year because he bet on himself, and hey, that was
it paid out.
That was a great bet to hammer
It
down
paid out.
on. Those guys that doubted him, he's been off for a year. I don't know if he's got it anymore. He was an animal the year before he got suspended, and he hasn't took a step back yet. If anything, he's taken 4 steps forward. His opening game debut with a new team with a new quarterback. That's why I honestly think that him and Trevor Lawrence could be our top 5 right now,
Dual
at
threat,
least,
yeah.
at least top 5 receiver quarterback combos right now. Those guys had great chemistry against that team, and
Especially in such a little time as well.
yeah, no, I was impressed, man, and I'm really excited to see where those guys go in the future. But hey, we are currently already to week 2 here, guys. We want to go into our next segment here, which is going to be our pick'ems for the very next week, which, like I said, is already currently happening technically. So let's get into it, guys. I haven't watched a lick of this game going on. Vikings versus Eagles, so we're completely non-biased in this point here. My first reaction to this is I think Eagles wipe the Vikings.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
right now. Fly, Eagles, fly. That's 2 for Eagles.
I just can't pick the Vikings. I like Justin Jefferson. I just can't pick the Vikings.
It's true.
I mean, Eagles are at home. I think they do pull it out. I'm going Eagles.
Okay, it's a sweep. Eagles are gonna get the dub today.
And
We'll
that's coming
find
from the
out.
Washington guy.
We'll find out in about an hour or so and see if
Don't
that's
worry,
actually.
we're gonna go with 2 of them. Trust me.
Oh yeah.
I told you we're the realistic ones here, Spence.
There we go. I'm realistic too, man.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
Yeah,
I am
don't listen to
realistic.
that.
I'm about
No,
as
he's not.
realistic as a
And
Seahawks
we
fan
have
as they're gonna
the
get.
Ravens Bengals. Good matchup.
Yeah,
Divisional
Ravens,
game.
Bengals.
Oh shoot, I have it written wrong. It's Ravens Bengals. That's on me. Yeah, Ravens Bengals. I think this is a tough one. What team are we gonna get from the
Joe
Bengals?
Burrow?
Are we gonna get the normal Joe Burrow, or are we gonna get Joe Burrow? One of the two.
Ohio State Joe Burrow. I don't want to see it.
Yeah, I don't know which one we're gonna get here.
He was there for 2 years.
The Ravens did not look great either, though. On Sunday last week, I think there's a legitimate chance that the
Comeback game.
Bengals come back and they get a dub against the Ravens. Even though Ravens have one of the better defenses in the NFL as well, I do agree with that. I think Bengals.
Marcus Williams out. JK's out. Marlon Humphrey's questionable. Mark Andrews is questionable as well. So
With that team, with the running backs, you can put anybody in there. It's a
Yeah.
power run offense. You can put the coach in there and he'll run for 50 at least.
Put John Harbaugh in there; he'll be all right.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean he'll probably come in at quarterback.
I'm gonna go Bengals on this one, guys. What are you guys thinking?
I'm taking Ravens.
Okay.
I want
Yeah,
to
I
see
think
that defense be like 2000 defense. I want to see like that. They have stars all over Hamilton, Marlon,
Patrick Queen,
Yep. You got
Roquan
there.
Smith.
yep, Roquan. What's their D lineman? Michael Pierce, I think, is one.
Yep.
There's another guy that's in there and he's a stud. You got
Gus
safeties.
Edwards.
you got Gus.
How about
back.
Zay Flowers?
Zay
Zay
Flowers.
is a dog.
Zay Flowers, just he's quick.
Who needs a
dude.
run game when you have him?
He's twitchy.
I know. I'm excited for it. So you going
I think
Ravens too then, Wyatt?
I think I'll go Ravens on the road.
Okay.
I think they get a tough victory, win by a field goal.
I like it.
and if I
Okay.
know Trey, he's probably picking the Bengals too.
Probably right.
That guy's the biggest Bengals fan I know. All right,
I
next
don't know
one up.
about
We
that.
got my team, the Seahawks versus Lions. As a homer, I would love to pick the Seahawks. I honest to God don't know if we can pull it out though. The run
on the
game,
road,
the run
I don't think so either.
the run defense was very, very shoddy. Actually, one of the worst in the NFL last year. It was better on Sunday last week against the Rams. They don't have the greatest rush attack in the NFL. This is one of the better ones. I think they're going to run the ball down our throats. They're going to get wide open passes because Jared Goff is a very good quarterback and doesn't throw an interception.
First game at home for the Lions as well. I'm going
Yep.
Lions here.
I think I'm going Lions too, even though I'm a Seahawks fan. I don't know if we can do it. I'm hoping so. I'm hoping I'm wrong on this one, but I don't know if I can do it. If I'm legitimately picking the team who's going to win.
I think and I hope this game is the Miami Chargers game.
That's what it was
I really
last
do.
year. Last
I
year
really
it was a
do.
shootout. Last year it was a
Could be.
shootout. It was a great game.
And it's in
Um,
Detroit, dude. Come on. Did they have Marshall Mathers come out there?
Then it's over, I think, at that point.
Big Sean was on there like last year, I think, for like Thanksgiving or something like that, or whenever it was 2 years ago.
Didn't they
and
win
Marshall
at
comes out.
Thanksgiving for the first time? Or no?
What's that?
Did the Lions win at Thanksgiving last year? I couldn't remember.
I think they had Big Sean last year.
What?
Yeah.
No, I'm asking. Did they win the game?
Yeah, I think
though?
I think it had when they had Big Sean.
I think
they
that was
did.
the first time in a long time that
Or was it-
happened.
I think last year might have been that country girl, like thick.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You got me.
But
confused now.
they did win. I'm pretty sure off that pick because Hutch had like 2 picks or 3 picks in
Yeah.
the year, and he had like 2 in one game. I think it was.
Are you going Lions on this one then too, Spence? Okay, we're sweeping the Lions right now. Next up we got Colts Texans. If Anthony Richardson plays and he's healthy and he's fine to at least go ahead and be himself, I'm going Colts on this one. I think Anthony Richardson is going to be another good game. I don't know if the Texans defense is nearly as good as what they won against the Jags.
I don't
So
think the Texans are good at all. Really.
I'm not high on the Texans. Why? I know you have different opinions. But I think I'm going to go Colts on this one.
Yeah, I'm going Texans.
Okay. Spence is going Colts as well. 2 Colts, 1 Texans. We'll find out on Sunday, guys. That should be a good game though, nonetheless. Bears Bucks, kind of a toilet bowl. I'm not gonna lie. I really don't know who's gonna win this. I'm hoping Bears.
I think we all know.
I think
Yeah,
Bears
give
will
me the Bears.
have
Give me the
somewhat
fucking
of a-
Bears.
I think the Bears. Give me the Bears.
Bears. I'm
They're
hoping.
down.
I'm hoping they have a comeback,
Hammer down.
bounce back week here for them. So
Arnold Schwarzenegger just giving-
all right. There we are.
not really nothing to be said there.
Yeah,
I can't have the Bucks. They got 1 win.
it's true.
Yeah, they got their 1 win. That's the
They
only
got
win I
their one
need them
win.
to get. That's the only win I need them to get.
Vikings are great at losing to really shitty teams, you know. So
Yeah,
never
kid.
know. Never know. I'm going Bears as well. So Bears sweep there on the Bucks. Next up, we do have Chiefs versus Jags. Tough. Yeah. Is Kelsey playing? Yes or
Give
no?
me the Jags.
I'm gonna hammer
Okay.
the Jags. Their Chiefs defense.
Wait,
is
who's
not
at home?
what
Who's
You're
at
not
home?
wrong.
Jags are.
Yeah, give me the Jags.
That is true. If it's in Jacksonville, I'm going to go Jags. That's a tough stadium to play in. I don't care who you are. They seem to beat a lot of good teams in their home.
Don't
field.
get me wrong, Chiefs are a good team. But
Yeah.
give me the Jags.
Especially having
But
Kelsey
I don't
back
think you can.
gonna hurt, but
You can't. You
Can't count them out.
You can't count them out.
Oh.
It's just tough.
I like
Oh,
the
you threw me
Jags on
out
this
there.
one as well. I'm going. We're going sweep again on the Jags. Next up, Packers Falcons. I think this is pretty.
In Atlanta.
This has to be his Packers game because if I think if the Falcons beat the Packers, not saying
It's
the
in
Packers,
Atlanta, isn't it?
Yeah,
It is,
for
yes.
sure.
But I'm saying if the Packers lose to the Falcons and it's an actual Falcons win, not just like a whatever, like a Packers loss, like in their own game.
Yeah.
I can't have the Falcons do good. Like they don't have a quarterback.
Desmond
Up
Ritter
there.
didn't play horrible, but he he wasn't special by any means. Nothing about his game was like, wow, this guy is the future. He just got the win that day. That's kind of what Desmond Ridder did that in that last game. I think it's a Packers sweep in my personal opinion. If you guys don't believe me, then you can say so, but I think we're all picking Packers in this one, right?
I believe so.
Packers.
Okay. I agree with that. Raiders, Bills, tough because is Josh Allen going to shoot himself in the foot 3 times like he did last game? Maybe. I think the Raiders showed to be a pretty darn good team. I know Jacoby Myers is out probably this week, I'm pretty sure.
With concussion, yeah.
With the concussion. So that definitely doesn't help the team. They still have Devontae Adams, the best route runner in the NFL. Difficult to kind of bet against those guys. Bills defense looked legit. I'm not going to. They did look pretty darn good, but I think I might go Raiders just from an offensive standpoint.
Give me Buffalo at home.
Buffalo at home.
I think it's Bill Mafia's turn to actually get one.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll go Raiders. You guys go Bills. We'll see what happens on Sunday. Next up, we have Chargers, Titans. I think Titans are one of the worser teams, not the worst. They're one of the lower tier teams this year. Just even after week 1, I could almost see that instantly that they're not a great team, not very well built. I think Chargers are one of the better ones, and I'm going Chargers for that reason alone.
Chargers. I like Herbo. I like Herbo a lot. I like that. I like Quentin Johnson a lot. If Eckler plays, it's arguably one of the better running backs in the league. Mm-hmm. Defense is kind of spotty. That's the Chargers game though. Like they'll have a great defensive
I don't know if they're
game.
spotty.
No,
I mean, they got players
like
on deck.
Week to week, they're
Okay, I bet.
like, you're like, oh yeah, this is. I mean, they're playing the Titans, and it's like if they get dotted up on the Titans, and then I guess that defense is just not it. But they got dudes on the defensive side. It's just
Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack play. I don't think they'll be close.
J.C. Jackson,
Derwin. I mean, on paper this team's good, but I expect a tough game actually here. I think this would be way better than what people are thinking. Like this ain't gonna be a blowout. Tennessee at home is a tough team. I do think the Chargers win, but I definitely don't think they cover.
I think Chargers got it.
Okay. I got Chargers as well. 2 Charger, 1 Titan. We'll find out. 49ers, Rams. I think this is no-brainer 49ers. They ain't taking a step back. I know it's a divisional rival. I know it's your team lane. They're not that good, pal. They're not that guy.
My pick'em is 49ers.
Okay, so he even agrees. Perfect.
Even
a Rams fan is picking 49ers. That proves to the world 49ers winning Super Bowl. Confirmed today. It's happening. 49ers sweep the Rams there. If they look as good as they did last week, they're going to beat every team this year.
Yeah, enough said.
Yep. Giants, Cardinals, the absolute shit bowl of the weekend. Nothing is gonna. This might be the game that is by far the least watched game this weekend. Can't believe any of us are gonna actively choose to tune into this game. Besides maybe having a fantasy guy play.
I'll probably be watching paint.
I'll be staring at the wall during that time slot. So
I mean, I do like Dayball though. Dayball.
That's true.
Even the Giants.
Nonetheless, I think Giants get a comeback win this week.
I think they win 40-0.
How long is Kyler out?
They flipped the script on him. Okay.
Redemption.
Because they're actually going to use Saquon. I'm hoping.
When is Kyler back?
Not till late. He's on the PUP list.
Yeah, he tore his ACL late last week.
Do you think
he's either week 4 or week 5 or week 6?
Do you think they go down? Down. Tank, if you will. Caleb Williams trade Kyler?
They could, but he just signed
Caleb
the other day.
Caleb Williams says he's going to veto it.
If his dad says it's all right for him to leave college.
I don't fucking know.
He's probably...
This kid's arrogant as shit.
Yeah, he probably kisses his dad on his lip like Tom.
He probably does. That's why he's not the greatest quarterback of all time.
Mere son.
He's the greatest winner, though. So, I mean, maybe that might say something.
Not wrong. I think we got Giants then. Is that correct?
I'm taking Giants.
Picking Giants. All right.
If the Cardinals are going to tank, I'm not going to take them.
Yeah, it's true. Next up, Jets, Cowboys. This is going to be a tough one.
Give me the boys.
Zach Wilson. Can he prove that he can be a quarterback?
Yeah, giving the boys at home, as much
give
as
the
I hate
boys.
saying it.
I
can't-
agree. If you're in Jerry's world and you have a defense that looked that good on week 1, they're only going to have more confidence going into week 2. Without Aaron Rodgers, this is a different game than what it was going to be. If he wasn't hurt, I think Cowboys get this win too. Tough.
I
Next
believe
up-
in Cowboys.
We got the Commies versus the Broncos. What are we
Broncos City,
thinking?
let's ride.
Commies.
Yeah.
The fuck kind of nickname is that?
I don't know. You tell me.
You're the one that said it.
Give me the Broncos, baby. Broncos, let's ride.
I'm rocking with my team.
Rock with the Commanders. It's gonna be tough because I don't know if I necessarily believe in the Broncos. They have a pretty solid defense, but I think the Washington Commanders have a better defense, and for that reason alone, I'm going Commanders on this one too.
I do like Washington's defense, but I think the weapons for Broncos, they have to step up one of these games. One of these games they have to do something, and I think if you don't take them, it's when they do.
Yeah.
So I have to be the oddball out of here and just take them because someone's gotta,
Someone's
feel
got
that
it.
fire. Someone's gotta feel that fire.
All right,
You ain't wrong.
I like it. Well, couple more here, guys. Next up, Dolphins Patriots. This should be a great game. If Patriots look as good as they did last week, this could be a very, very good game.
It's in New England. It should be a tough game.
Tom's not going to
It-
be there this time.
It's Bill Belichick, and he's gonna throw a wrinkle in. Even though the Dolphins always play the Patriots tough, they always do. This
What is
one's
it,
kind of a
Miami Miracle?
toss up for
Miami
me.
Miracle tonight?
Especially on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah,
Give me a banger.
I'm going Patriots. I'm thinking I'm gonna go Mac's gonna get this. Mac is gonna get this win.
I'm going Dolphins.
I got the Fins.
Yep.
I like what Jalen Ramsey said. Fins up, baby. Fins
Heads
up.
up.
Sounds great. You know what Jalen said. Go team.
You
466.
didn't have to say it. You guys already knew.
466.
A couple more here. We have 2 Monday night games this week. We have Saints versus Panthers. Then we have the Browns versus Steelers. First up, Saints versus
What a
Panthers.
Monday night.
I think
Low-key.
I think our Saints are getting this win. I think Panthers defense is actually pretty good.
They're really good.
Brian Burns is one of those game record type of a guys.
JC.
I think Saints though have a better offense right now, at least more well established. I'm going Saints.
With that Saints defense, I'm going Saints.
Saints, but I am scared of Burns, JC Horn. I mean, those two guys just alone.
When you have the number one paid quarterback in the league, it's kind of tough to go against.
It is, and that's why we down in the bayou, we're taking that fucking dub
Yeah,
No,
What?
it's in Carolina.
there we go
for the bayou.
Oh,
For
for
the
the Bayou.
Bayou.
All right, there you go.
for the Bayou. As Derek Carr said, for the Bayou.
Derek Carr said, "This is football, baby. Shut your goddamn mouth, what?"
What? Lastly, we have Browns versus Steelers. I think it's a no-brainer. Browns are getting this win.
It's in
Steelers did. I don't care. It could be in the damn press box. It's gonna be Browns stomping.
2-0.
What is this a street fight now?
Yeah,
All right, I'm going
Yeah.
Browns.
Make it personal, as Dion said. Make it personal.
make it personal. They made it personal again. Well, Steelers could say they made it personal, and they're still gonna get slapped in the face. So that's my opinion, and especially against a Browns team that's going to be damn good this year, in my opinion. Well, hey, sweet Browns, and I think that's a wrap, guys. That's episode number 1 of Turf Talks. We're only going to get better at this, I promise. Fun first episode though. We got our picks in, we got some Dead or Alives, and we had a little recap from the previous week. Appreciate you guys watching. Any final words for you boys there?
Should be a fun NFL season.
Yeah, no, I'm excited, man. I think there's a lot of promise. There isn't a lot of bad teams this year. I would say there's not a lot of bad teams. There's maybe a couple here and there, but I think overall,
Underwhelming. I wouldn't say they're bad.
Super Bowl's up for
Underwhelming.
grabs at this point.
I think the only team that's got a full head above it, a lot of people are 49ers right now, but that could easily be changing even this week. Who knows?
And they're prone to having injuries. There's one guy in the field that plays tight end that I've never heard anything beyond his name, other than questionable.
Yeah.
It's George Kittle, questionable. George Kittle out. George
That's
Kittle
his last name. George Kittle questionable.
Unhealthy.
That is
unlikely. And then it goes George Kittle healthy, and then 2 snaps later, George Kittle out rest of the game with an injury.
yeah. Oh, I agree. Well,
But that guy's damn good though.
He's good when it's anybody though. Anybody can be healthy and great, but as soon as you just can't stay healthy. It's like Zion. Like Zion was great coming out, and everyone's like, "Oh, Zion." Dude hasn't done anything, but he still has that name for him, I guess. But dude didn't do shit.
yeah. And the football podcast with some basketball talk. I like it.
I'm just throwing it in there.
Precursing for the future. You never know. No, I appreciate everybody watching that chooses
Court
to
talks.
watch this. Court
Coming
talks. Court talks coming up.
That sounds so
we'll
Sounds like a last name.
appreciate you guys supporting us on this journey throughout the NFL season. We're excited for it. Appreciate being here. Catch you guys all later. Have a good one.
Wait. We need to give a prediction, or not a prediction, but give us what game they liked the most from week 1. What was their favorite game and what they liked most from it.
And I want everyone's Super Bowl favorites now.
Yeah, I want to see who you guys have going all the way, and who you think was the best game. If it was the Chargers Miami, if it was the first game on Thursday, if it was.
I think the best game is going to be KC Jacksonville this week.
I'm talking about week
In
1.
Jackson. Oh, week 1? My bad.
Yeah, and this isn't for you. We already talked about what you thought from this week. I want to hear in the comment sections below. Who was your?
No, I want yours. I want your guys' Super Bowl predictions.
Oh,
Oh, well, fuck
Niners.
you, comment section.
Yeah, I mean, they'll come anyways. Let's be honest.
Super Bowl champs are going to be Seattle Seahawks. That's my personal opinion.
get the fuck out. AFC, I got. It's between. I honestly want to say. Oh, it's a hot one. It's a warm take. It's a warm take right now. I'll say that. Jags for the AFC, NFC, Niners.
I'm going Buffalo and Niners.
You?
Yeah.
I think Chiefs get back. I think Chiefs somehow make it
Chiefs,
back.
Niners repeat. Or
Niners get the revenge.
I think so. I think so. I think
Ooh,
Chiefs Niners.
That'd be a storyline.
Chiefs Niners maybe get some redemption. That's
Mr. Relevant
that is my true that is my true prediction. That's our predictions.
Let's hear yours in the comments.
I want to see your Super Bowl prediction in the comments. What was your favorite moments from last week? And yeah, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.